Hello everyone, this is Javamonk, and welcome to the 24th episode of my survival series. So in this episode, we're going to address these signs here, which I wrote down for different ideas I have for this above area where I have a massive floating island at the moment. But as I mentioned in episode 13 when I built this island, this isn't going to be the only floating island here. So what we're going to address here is number 6. A mob farm. I've always needed a mob farm, and even though I have plenty of resources from going out and killing mobs myself, it'd be really nice if I could have a mob farm to produce resources for me as well. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to head over to the side here so that I have some place to pillar off from, like here. Perfect. So over here is also the same side where I have the Vindicator pit. So I can drop the mobs into the Vindicator pit in the slime farm. So it might be a bit complicated, but I'm sure it'll work. Just gotta build out and begin work on a floating island. I have now reached a rather critical point in this island construction. So now I'm going to explain what is going on. So on this island and inside this island, which is going to be much smaller than that island over there, quite intentionally. So inside and on top of this smaller island, mobs will be spawning. These torches will be gone because there's going to be water flowing all around the island. It's going to start up on top of the island and then flow down inside the island and eventually flush the mobs out through this hole here. And that is the drop chute through which all the mobs that spawn here, that's where all the mobs will fall. That is actually not above the Vindicator pit, but that's okay. We'll just have a item collection system somewhere else. That's perfectly alright. So now I'm placing in the dirt so that I can then, that way I can build up the top of the island. And I'm going to make these outer walls 3 blocks high. And this way I can have a platform in between where we can do some redstone. Because in order for the water to be flowing from the top of the island, we need some place where the redstone to activate a dispenser will be. Because there can't be water flowing here all the time, otherwise mobs just won't spawn. So this is why I'm doing this. So just gotta build up the rim around this island here. There we go. I'm using kind of the same strategies as I did before with when I was building that island. Basically just going around the rim, and if I make a mistake with going perfectly around the rim, then just don't fix it. It makes it look natural. The not fixing mistakes kind of makes the island look more natural, which is kind of the idea behind this particular island. There we go. And now we just gotta make the walls higher, and then we can build up the top of the island. I'll be back. The island is done, and the mob farm system is in place. So here's what I have. I got just a basic copper timer going. So there's going to be water flowing across the entire island and flowing into these kind of grooves here. And then the water will flow along these grooves and into this hole. And all the mobs that spawn in and on the island will fall through this hole, just like this. Now currently they're going to be saved by the water, just like that. So I'm gonna eventually put in some sort of collection system down here, but for now, just coming in and manually killing the mobs myself is gonna do the trick. So, awesome. That's one project done, nice and quickly. So I think it's time that we put in we start work on another project. So that's this, the sugarcane room. This farm has been manual for quite a long time. So I want this to be automatic. And in order to do that, I'm thinking I'm going to design my own sugarcane farm. Just like I designed my own melon and pumpkin farm. How's Johnny doing here? A lot of chickens there. Yeah, farm's doing great. Oh, by the way, I came in here, I got fed up with having the system being jammed so often, so I completely changed out the egg dispensing system to have this. So, since then, the system has never been jammed. Awesome. There we go. So now I'm going to gather some supplies, and let's build a sugarcane farm. And I think I had so much fun designing the melon and pumpkin farm, I'm thinking I'm going to do the same thing this time with attempting to design redstone in survival mode without doing anything prior to this in creative. Although I've done a little bit of work in creative mode, at least to figure out how the sugarcane grows, because I haven't worked with sugarcane much. About the only plant I've really worked with much is coarse plants. So I know that goes in the bulk storage, but this is an okay place to store stuff. And once these chests start filling up, I can just move them to the bulk storage. And by the way, I got another willow skeleton skull after several hours of running through another fortress, blindly swinging my sword. So let's see. I want this sugarcane farm to be an automatic detecting kind of system. So we're gonna need one of those. We're gonna need some dirt. And contrary to common belief, sugarcane does not grow any faster on sand or dirt. So that's good. Let's see. I'm sure this will work. Let's see what kind of things we can come up with. So here's the basic idea. So there's going to be one piece of sugarcane here so that I can keep growing. I'm going to have a piston here to detect to break the sugarcane. And then over here, I'm going to have an observer detecting when the sugarcane grows. So it's also going to end up detecting when the sugarcane gets broken. So I've placed an observer like that. Let's see. Let's see what sort of trouble we can get into with trying to design redstone with no actual good blocks to place the redstone on. Yeah, that wasn't smart. And of course all my gold is in the bulk storage. Sounds to me like I'm right underneath the pet room. Can very faintly hear some llamas. So here's the idea. Bam. Done. Redstone complete. Yeah, it's pretty simple. At least the idea is pretty simple. Except I built it wrong. Brilliant. Because that's not where I wanted the observer. I wanted the observer on the third piece of sugarcane. So over here it would detect the sugarcane. Great. Looks like I'm gonna have to break through the floor here to actually place in this observer. Okay, nothing important. Just a staircase. Let's see here. So now that we got an observer there, it's gonna be kind of a pain to place it here, but that's okay. It's a challenge. So let's see. We got an observer there. Egad. Now how in the world am I gonna wire up the piston? Let's see. If I do something like this, I guess. Let me see if this will work. If I do that, okay. Well, I was testing to see if the piston would get bud powered, which it doesn't look like it will. Except I run into another problem, which is so it does get bud powered. Okay. Well then, this idea, this plan on powering the piston, is not going to work. Okay. New plan. I think I just figured something out that will work. So, I have the redstone running down to get to this piston here, and it seems to be a bit laggy, so I'll just turn down the render distance there. There we go. Should be okay now. So, let's see. If the sugarcane grows there, and then grows up to the observer, the piston will break through the sugarcane. Nice. That should work okay. Now the question is, will that work for the rest of these pistons over here? Let's test that. So if I place a whole bunch of gold like that, and now I have to break to the floor here to actually place in these observers. Hi. That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay then. This is gonna be more complicated than I thought it would be. Especially with llamas in the sugarcane farm. Alright, let me grab some leads and try to get them back in. Okay, so I just tried to place in some observer blocks and I couldn't. Also, I'm trying to fix the problem with the videos that I was recording. The quality of them has lately been kind of unwatchable. So I'm trying to fix that problem. And let me know how this is working. And if something's going screw with the quality, blame OBS. So, or just tell me what's going on. I'm wondering. But this here is not going to work. This setup, nope. Here we are with a blank slate and a mess of an inventory. So, quiet up there, llamas. So, here's the idea I had for the sugarcane farm. Rather than trying to detect when the sugarcane would grow, I'm thinking having a bunch of flying machines fly back and forth along a large field of the sugarcane. And any sugarcane that happens to have grown will be destroyed, and the items will flow through some water streams right here. Just like that. So that's kind of the idea behind it. It's probably not going to be quite that simple. So let's see. Since there's going to be sugarcane here, I'd like the flying machine to be over here. Okay. If I just do this. Now, if you want to hear, I am not very experienced with flying machines. So this could come out to be a complete failure. But so far it's doing okay. I'm gonna need to place obsidian all along the edges here. I'm just not gonna place a slime block there. That's fine. Now I need a sticky piston facing this way over here. No, not facing that way. Facing that way. Right. Okay. Now what I need is observer blocks facing down on top of this slime block and that slime block over there. So there's an observer. And now I gotta get a downwards facing observer here. Hey, it's working! And it's ripping my wall apart. Okay. Let's see if this thing will fly back. It's probably gonna end up taking the wall with it. But if it works, then I can just place an obsidian, and then I would have a functional sugarcane farm. It does seem to be working. The ghost blocks are kind of in the way. Yeah, it's working, even though it ripped my wall apart. And even with the wall pieces attached, yeah, I gotta place obsidian or something to make it so that the slime blocks don't rip my wall apart. Okay, so other than that, yeah, other than that, this farm seems to be, the flying machine seems to be working wonderfully. That observer just disappeared. Right, here we go. So if I place the observers in first, then the whole machine should be easier to put together, I think. I hope so. It's probably wishful thinking. Let's see if I do that. And then, nope, gotta put a sticky piston there. This is pretty much the only flying machine design I really know. And I believe I discovered this off of one of Ilmango's many videos on flying machines. So this is why I use this kind of basic design for every single flying machine that I ever build, which is very few. Let's see. This wall part is gonna be a pain. And I do intend on completely changing out the design, these little designs here. So where did these come from? Over here. So yeah, the dark oak logs, they can pretty much just go anywhere, because I'm going to be completely changing out the interior and the exterior, and pretty soon. Oh, gotta get that gold block. There we go. So now all I need to do is place in some obsidian to stop the machine, which I should go get right now. And then I can just have some sort of system to start the machine, make the machine automatically go backwards and forwards. Let's see, where do I have the obsidian? In the bulk storage. So I discovered this way of making the machine automatically return using just another observer attached to a flying machine and a normal piston. Right there. And I just gotta place this piston so that when the observer comes by, it just powers this observer here, which sends the flying machine back. Wow. Okay, let's test it. So there we go. It's flying forwards. And I also placed in the obsidian so that it works. The ghost blocks are a bit annoying, but it works. Wow. Absolutely spectacular. Okay, well now, I'm just going to place a temporary obsidian there to stop the machine. And now, I can just place in all the sugarcane, and this farm should work. Awesome. So, that's pretty cool. This sugarcane farm should be super nice and really efficient. So, let's see here. All I gotta do is alternate the dirt and the water. That way, any sugarcane that drops will be bounced off by the flying machines and caught by the water. So I just gotta plant the sugarcane in rows like this. Just like that. There we go. Probably shouldn't have. Yeah, why not? I'm not really gonna be going into this very much. And that door is gonna be removed pretty soon. Moved somewhere else. So I can just let the sugarcane farm take over the entire room. Okay. I just started up the flying machine and look what's happening. There's already sugarcane growing. I mean, look at this. Look at this. There's already sugarcane growing. This farm is already functional and I just started it up. Wow. This is amazing. So I'm thinking we should build this part should be a separate half, and that way I can have a water stream going down the middle here to collect all the sugarcane from both halves. So I'm gonna put that in, and I'll do a progress update. So after about 20 minutes of frustration and this flying machine ripping apart quite a bit of the hallway outside the sugarcane farm, I finally have it up and working, and so now I can place in the sugarcane. Although sugarcane at the ends here probably is kind of pointless, because then I'm going to have to put obsidian on the edges over here on the outside walls, and I don't want to do that. It just doesn't look very good. So perhaps that can be one of the problems that we fix when we redesign the interior and exterior of the mansion. But until then, this is not the time to do that. So until then, we'll just have a slightly less efficient sugarcane farm. And that's okay. So now the farm is up and working, and we have the two flying machines making everything function like it should. And at this point, I can now add in a hopper and a chest if I actually had those items in my inventory. Yeah. Alright, here's a different camera angle of the sugarcane farm, which is working beautifully now. Absolutely wonderful. So some of the sugarcane is laying on the walls here, but that's okay because look at all the sugarcane coming into the chest. Holy cow. It's pretty cool. So now, well, that's actually all the plans I really had for this episode. So to end the episode, we're going to craft something special here. So now that we have loads of sugarcane and loads of gunpowder from the mob farm that we built, we can craft something that's going to be really helpful when flying with an elytra, which sadly is not in the recipe book, even though it totally should. Yep, we're going to craft some fireworks. So there we go. We now have a whole ton of fireworks and a bit left over. So once I get another stack of gunpowder, I can make some more fireworks. And now, with all these fireworks, we'll be able to zip around with our elytra wherever we want. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, relatively short episode, but I think it's fair to break up the length a little bit. Break up the hour-long episodes with a couple shorter ones. So, thank you for watching, everybody. Bye.